Search, seizure and arrest under Customs Act 1962. Search, seizure and arrest are covered under Chapter 13 of the Customs Act 1962. Search and seizure can be broadly divided into two parts: search and seizure in customs area, and second, search and seizure in non-customs area. The search and seizure operations in customs area can be further subdivided into broad categories. 1. Search and seizure at international airports, and search and seizure in non-airport operations like search and seizure at ICDs, seaports, etc. The search and seizure operation at the international airport is quite different from these other such operations under the customs area. The word search has not been defined under the Customs Act. It simply means an action initiated on having reasons to believe that contraband and connecting invoices, letters, communications, documents believed to be evidences of the offense have been secreted, that is, concealed by the person, and the act of taking possession of these. Reasons to believe have also not been defined under the Customs Act, but fines mentioned in section 26 of the IPC, which would mean that the officer has sufficient cause to believe for his initiating a search of a person. Similarly, the word document has not been defined under the Customs Act, but section 138C of the Customs Act 1962 talks about admissibility of facsimile copies of documents and computer printouts as documents and as evidence. Section 100 gives the proper officer the power to search a person in respect of the clauses that has been envisaged therein, and the clauses gives the power to the officer to search a person when a person has landed from or is about to board or is on board a vessel, or a person who has got out or is about to get into or is in a vehicle which has arrived from or is to proceed to a place outside India. Any person not included in any of the categories who has entered or is about to leave India, or any person in a customs area. So this particular operation under section 100 is wholesome operation in the customs area. Apart from the above, a custom officer duly empowered under 101 by the commissioner or the principal commissioner and has reasons to believe that any person has secreted about his person gold, diamond, manufacturers thereof, watches, or any other goods which has been notified by this government, is entitled to search. This provision is equally applicable to the provisions in customs area as well as in non-customs area. But it is very unlikely that a person who has secreted contraband in section listed in 101(2) of the Customs Act would still have on his person when his search is about to take place in a non-custom area. Hence, the reasons to believe must be more than adequate for exercising this power under this section in a non-customs area. However, we will see in detail how to effect a search of a person in a non-custom area, even though there is no specific power conferred for this. Moving further, a statutory right has been vested on the person to be searched that he should be put to notice under section 102 of the Customs Act before his search is effected. The person to be searched should be explained the legal right vested in him that the search of the person can be made before a gazetted officer of customs or the magistrate. If such a requisition or an option is exercised by the said person, such person may be detained by the officer of customs until he can bring the person before the nearest gazetted officer. It is nearest gazetted officer of customs or magistrate. On being produced before the gazetted officer of customs or the magistrate, as the case may be, if the said officer before whom he is produced sees no reasonable ground for such, may forthwith discharge the person, but otherwise shall direct the officer of customs that the search be made. The search of the person has to be effected in the presence of two or more independent witnesses. This is envisaged under the provisions of 102 of the Customs Act, for which an order in writing can be issued to the witnesses to witness the search proceedings and the things that seized in the course of the search. And such a list prepared shall be attested to or signed by the signatories to the witness proceedings. An important aspect that merits attention is as to whether a person who is to be searched is to be issued a notice or not. Section 102 is silent on this aspect. A notice can be oral or in writing. It is generally preferred that a written notice is served on the person to be searched so that the entire legal aspects are taken care of and no legal complications are created at a later date during the court proceedings. It is mandatory that the notice is issued to the person and is explained in the language known to him. A situation arises in the airport operations where the person suspected to carry contraband for which a specific information is available may not know the language, that is Hindi or English. In such a scenario, it is always advisable to issue written orders under the provisions of 102 to the manager or to the person knowing the language, calling upon him to be a part of the operation and asking him to explain in full, in detail, the provisions of the Customs Act and the reasons why he is to be searched by the custom officer. In the case of non availability of such a person who knows the language, it is better that the translator duly accredited with the translation bureau is approached and his services are utilized. This becomes important because if the search of the person may vitiate the entire proceedings. Non adherence of the statutory right may create a legal problem in the course of judicial proceedings in the court of law. Thank you.